Anything but thieves. How are you? How are you? How are you coping with the pandemic?
Well enough, I think.
We've been relegated today, but apart
Yeah.
from that, it's all right.
What, to the back seats?
Very much back in dance.
I did request it. But...
You've been doing some virtual gigs, though, so you've been coping with it in that way. What were they like?
Fun, weird at first. I think the first one we did, we were all a bit nervous and didn't know how it was going to go. And then we got used to it. And Dom made some fake crowd applauses for me to press so I could feel that kind of crowd vibe.
You have one that said, "Oh, Connor, whoa, way to go!"
All sorts of stuff. Like, you had the DJ noise. Remember that when you were in a music block when you were kids and you have that DJ dictionary?
Yeah.
Stupid noises like that. And he didn't label any of them.
It was a
so I
way
had
of
no
keeping
idea
ourselves kind of entertained in that in the middle of songs, normally you get this, like, adrenaline rush of, like, an applause, the crowd going a bit mad, and it was just, like, dead silent tumbleweed moment, and you're just like, you really crave that thing. And obviously, we won't get too into the pandemic thing, but we made us want to play gigs so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you've booked the O2.
Yep. Next October.
The O2 Arena.
Can't get bigger than that, can you?
No, Wembley
cool.
Stadium, but we won't go into that. Let's be realistic here.
So when have you put that for? When have you got that?
Yeah, October next year sometime. I don't know what the exact date is.
I think it's like 6th or 8th of one of the...
Sure, it's a year's time.
We put it on and we all went, cool, rather than
Yeah.
yes, because it was just hoping that it still goes on.
Yeah.
But obviously, it was kind of, coming from Essex, it was kind of the dream place for us to go to.
That must be one of the hardest things.
Like, we could do it, maybe.
Now, before we get into the album, I want to talk about the video here. This is for Impossible. This is living the dream. This video. I mean, there's lots
Is
of.
it?
Well, yeah, because a lot of lockdown videos at the moment have got a bit. What's the word I'm looking for? Dull. And this, look at this. You've got, I mean,
Production values.
production. Yeah. Looks like it's big budget.
That's the Thames estuary.
Where are you filming that though? That looks cool.
This was in an underwater tank, like a media place that they do all sorts of films and music videos. And actually, they had Daniel Craig there, and they said that I was better underwater than him. So
Oh, the new Bond.
shout out to
The
them.
next Bond is
The new
here.
Bond.
We're calling him out on TV.
Where was the beach?
Oh, that was in Dungeness.
Dungeness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we've missed a bit in the video, obviously, where you walk out with just your kind of little tighty white.
I wasn't wearing any underwear under the chain mat. It was messed up.
Let's talk about the album then. Moral Panic. You wrote this way before lockdown, didn't you?
We did. About a year and a half ago, weirdly. Now it started, at least.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's weird how it seemed to make more sense now. It's like the topics we were addressing and talking about at the time. I feel in a way it was like the kettle was just being turned on and now it's boiling, so it feels more relevant, I'd say, in a sense.
So what's it about then? What's the
Yeah.
essence of it?
So a moral panic is like a widespread fear felt by society. It could be about anything. So we're talking about like climate change and the internet and American politics, all this stuff. We sort of exist in these online tribes at the moment where on any issue you're this side or this side, and can you exist out of those sort of tribes?
And we had Dottie on here talking about her book Outrage, and people are wearing their outrage like a badge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And was it you this morning who was saying that we're buying into American politics over here?
Yeah. So many bands have come on, and you being a prime example of it. Songs that you wrote well before this happened almost now seem to have gained an extra relevance because you never would have predicted what's happened.
It's when we first released our first single, I think it was that week that everyone was panic buying loo roll and pasta, which is probably going to happen again this week. And we went into radio, and I remember us all feeling a bit foggy and like, why are we releasing music right now? Does it feel okay to do when such kind of horror is happening? And then I think during our own lockdowns individually, we found so much music and found so many new artists that helped us get through it that I felt quite okay with releasing music. I think it has helped, hopefully help some people or just have something to listen to.
I think art is really important at a time.
Yeah.
It's so important. It spreads a message and in a different context. I just got to run through a couple of the album tracks here. This feels like the end. Free if we want it. Impossible. There was sun. Can you afford to be an individual? I can't wait to listen to that.
It's very Sunday morning.
Yeah.
That's my Sunday sorted. That's brilliant. Right, thanks, Nothing But Thieves. Your new album, Moral Panic, is out now, and we'll have a special performance from you at the end of the show. Great stuff.
Brilliant. Thank you, guys. In a moment, it's Drinky Poos with Gabe Cook. But first, Daisy Ray Cooper is a little confused in Channel 4's Taskmaster.
180.